What up, everybody? This is Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored.
And Melissa Ford, a.k.a. the Curve Queen.
What's up, y'all? It's Giovanni.
And we got a special guest in the house. You want to introduce yourself?
It's your girl, Claudia Jordan, and I can't believe I'm here. We've come so far, Jason.
We have.
We've been on, we've been off, we've been...
Are we on or off right now?
Twitter fingers.
No, I don't. You know, that's one thing that really bothers me about this Meek Mill and game beef. Like, I started that shit, me and you,
and you're very proud of that.
And you're getting no credit for it whatsoever.
Listen, I've grown. You know,
Jason Lee is the original Twitter fingers.
Hey, listen, I used to take
alcohol, a Vegas trip, and Twitter is not a good combination for Jason.
I made a commitment not to be messy, but since you've opened the door, welcome to the show.
That's not messy.
Okay, well, we have a long time and a lot to talk about.
Don't we? Good to see you. Congratulations on everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you. Wait, actually, was that a sincere moment?
It was.
Yes. Oh, wait. Say it again. Let's do it over.
Congratulations, Jason. I'm really happy.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Look at you. Money team, represent. You got the little Illuminati chain on. You good.
Actually,
you said you was quick with it.
Actually, I left that. I left that chain at home today. See, in my mind, I came in prepared to have a very different type of show, but I just think it's just
I'm gonna have fun with you.
It's unrealistic to have just a regular conversation with you in the room.
Why?
Because you're just so damn messy. So look, we're going to get into...
I rebranded myself as well.
We're going to get into... we do weekend recap. And then I want to talk about... I was sharing with my team off camera about the time me and you went to Rihanna's birthday party and old girl threw the drink on me. But we're going to talk about that in a minute. Do you remember?
Yeah, okay. There was so many times.
Whatever. So, Melissa, what did you do this week?
Well, my sister came into town. And it was her first trip to California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Tell everybody how much of a Christian your sister is.
Well, you know, she went full-blown Pentecostal Christian on me when I was about 15 years old. And I was like, who the fuck are you? Everything was about God, demons, the devil, and all that shit. And sorry to you Christians, but I can't. And I didn't recognize my sister anymore. So basically, I didn't speak to her for about 15 years.
Did that come after her wilding out? Because usually people go really religious after they get to the edge.
Yeah, no, I don't think that she was. You know what? I think it was just a trend in Buffalo, honestly. Like, I just think that it was a fucking trend.
But there was a funny moment this weekend where she threw the whole Christian thing, like the whole she had an issue with something that you did or said or something. You don't remember our conversation?
No, remind me.
You said it was the moment that you realized she needed to go home.
I don't know. No, she's fine. Like, I love her to death, you know, but, and there is no but. We had a really, really great time. She has since chilled out on the fire and brimstone routine that comes along with...
It's so dark and negative.
It really actually is. And it's very judgmental, I don't like it.
I don't talk to churchy people anymore.
I grew up in the Catholic Church, and it's very much, you were born not being shit. You ain't gonna be shit. I'm a baby. I've done nothing.
You growing up in church in the same sense is different for me.
Well, I know you've never been to church. That didn't involve paying a fee.
I'm from Stockton, California. I've been to a lot of funerals. I've been to church.
Funerals are different.
It's still church.
Well, to me, church isn't where you can eat chicken. You know what I mean? That's a different type of church.
Shout out to the black community.
Right.
I like them though. But
we're going to be talking about how important the black vote is in a minute. Okay, so your sister, she left. Did she enjoy LA?
No, she had a great time. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I am a really good tour guide. So
you took her to Malibu.
I took her to Malibu for brunch.
Saw all the photos.
The boring shit. Y'all didn't turn up?
Man, she's 49 years old. Leave the woman alone.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like...
At 49, I'm going to be in the club.
And and honestly...
Claudia, you're in the club.
I'm not in the club.
But you're not 49 either.
I'm 43 though. I'm
really?
done with that life. Yeah.
You're done with the club?
Yeah, it's boring.
When was the last time you been to the club?
I don't know.
Yesterday. Go to her Instagram.
That was a dinner. I was having dinner at Catch.
Oh.
Speaking
Shout
of
out
Catch.
to
Yes.
Okay, so Gio, what'd you do?
Me and my girl just watched, we binge watched this new Netflix series that everybody's been raving about, Stranger Things. We watched that. It's amazing, man. That shit was dope. These Netflix series is killing these network shows. I'm not even gonna lie. And then I got mad. I was at home mad at Instagram for like a whole fucking 2 hours.
Why?
Because I'm sick of seeing half-naked chicks got 8 million followers on Instagram. Like, that don't make sense to me. I'm tired of it. Look, I like looking at ass like the next man, but now it's like, if I don't even have to go to porn sites
There's an epidemic now.
It's an epi-fucking-demic. Anytime, I used to enjoy having to work my ass off to get a little sexy picture from a girl. Now,
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword, when it comes to being a woman on Instagram is, everyone remarks at, the fact that my followers are, I'm like around 160,000. They're like, it should be so much more. I'm like, here's the problem is I don't post regular pictures of my ass and my tits on fucking Instagram every 5 minutes. I'd probably be at 500,000 if I did.
Can we do a study? Let's do a test. You should go just bare-breasted in your jacuzzi later on tonight and see what happens.
No, honestly, if she
rats chewed through the wires in my jacuzzi, and the pool guy just almost got electrocuted.
Oh my God.
My assistant just told me right now. I was like, rats, squirrels, somebody did it. I don't know.
Say it's squirrels. It just sounds better for your brand. Rats is just too desolate. It's too like,
I don't know what it might be raccoons. Who knows?
Rats is when you pass Wilshire.
Who knows what's living in the forest underneath my deck?
The forest.
Okay, so were you Netflix and chilling, or just Netflix and hanging out?
He's got a girlfriend, so they're probably chilling.
Yeah, we was just chilling, Netflixing it.
But I mean, like when we talk about you and your relationship, I never really like.
He says they don't have a lot of sex.
That's what
Sorry,
I don't understand.
passion.
Like when I'm in a relationship, we fucking
all the time.
I've been in relationships.
I'm not saying anything. Yet.
But your eyebrows raising.
I know.
Okay,
because I haven't had Botox in a while. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Sex should be regular though.
Yeah, here's the thing. My girl just sent me some text yesterday at work. She was like, "Babe, I'm horny. But the thing is this. I keep telling you, I masturbate so much.
But why?
Maybe you should stop.
I know. I can't help it.
You'd rather masturbate than have sex with your girl?
Not that. It's a bad thing. Like
I masturbate, but I don't live with anybody.
I know I can't help it, man. By the time I get to her, I'll be trying.
I'm really trying.
Does your masturbation schedule decrease when you're in a relationship?
No. Not really. But
does it prevent you from having sex?
When you're in a relationship and somebody's there all day, why would I don't see how you're masturbating.
Well, she's not there all day. We both are gone. The only time we see each other is when we get home.
So then shouldn't you want to just jump each other?
She'd be so tired. She's a hairstylist, so she's on her feet 10 hours a day.
How long have you guys been together?
Been over a year.
Okay, so the honeymoon's been over for a long time.
Yeah, but when we get it in, though, we be going like, listen, backs are blown out. But neighbors are banging on the door.
But how long have you? Okay, but Claudia, how long have you been in a relationship?
6 months.
So is he still blowing your back out, or is that dying down?
First of all, I need this blowing the back out thing to be thrown out. Like babies can come out of there, we'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like he's great, he's good at it, but I don't want to talk about that.
Why?
Because there's a lot of thirsty birds out there. I'll say he's terrible. How about that? So they can just not go try to hit him up in the DMs.
But
I don't know who he is.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to advertise that.
Yeah.
I know you. You would not be with somebody for 6 months if they weren't hitting it right. You weren't with somebody for a little more than 3 days. It wasn't hitting right.
Praise God. I'm going to say that whenever I'm trying to not go there.
Right. So Netflix and chilling. So it's just more Netflix and less chill.
Yeah.
So Claudia, what did you do? Claudia just walked in the room. Her nails are done. We're not going to talk about.
They look great.
Gold chrome.
They look great.
Is that a weapon? What is this?
Well, I knew I was coming to Jason's show, and I didn't really know how it was going to go. So you have to be prepared. Especially Jason has a history in this area. Like, you have to be careful.
Not really.
Remember the time with the iPhone?
Wait, hold on. Can you turn my mic up a little bit? Because I need to hear this shit that she's talking. What did you say?
There's been attacks in this area, so I just want to...
Oh, when they almost stabbed me.
Yeah.
That's another conversation for another day. Maybe we could talk about that.
So
I was a victim of robbery.
Yeah.
What?
Shout out to the Latino community. Motherfucker had a butterfly knife try to get me. You remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Were we friends then?
We were. I felt bad. You had stitches or something?
No, that was a busted lip. The
that was
stitches
the one with
is when
Joe
I got
exclusive.
jumped in.
Right. Yeah.
You're a walking movie.
So Claudia, speaking of your nails, Gio had a lot to say about your toes before you got here.
Okay. First of all, can I just say...
Because the one thing about Claudia is she don't run from anything.
I don't. My toes are jacked up, right? But they looked much worse on the show than they did in real life. Like, even people that know me were like, they didn't look like that in real life. I was like, bravo,
I don't
y'all.
remember them looking like that.
They're shady for the extra dark filter they put.
They definitely edited it to...
Because when I was filming it, I'm like, they didn't look that bad. When I saw it on TV, I was horrified. But like, I can't say anything about it. They're just going to... I'll just own it.
But that's part of what I liked about you on Real Housewives. I felt like you were really like, I don't think we were friends at the time.
We were not.
So I was actually praying that you weren't getting the job.
I know, but didn't,
but when I got a call from my friend. He was like, I know you don't fuck with Claudia, and I know she don't fuck with you right now, but she's on Housewives of Atlanta, and she's the new star. I'm like, So I turned to the channel to watch it. You were killing it. I liked you on the show.
There's a lot of stuff that I learned a lot from doing 2 seasons of reality television. Like, you want to go in there and say, look, I'm not going to give them anything horrible about me so they can't use it against me. But the way things are edited, like you could be telling me a really sad story and I'm being sympathetic to you, and then Melissa could come in with a real inappropriate joke and I could just be like, it's whatever.
And they'll take
and the
that
way they
look.
edit it, I'm reacting to your sad story in a very non-sensitive way, and it makes me look like a jerk.
Yep.
And those are the things that can really change like how people view
I
you.
didn't think they made you look bad. I think what they did was in your first season, like you went after the queen of the show.
I didn't go after her.
You didn't go
though.
after her, but I mean, you stood up to her.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's like before she even met me, there was that conversation with Portia about the thirst is real. How am I thirsty? I'm in Atlanta, top 10 markets in the nation for radio. I had a deal with a nationally syndicated radio show for 1 year. So I'm moving down there for that. And then that coincided with Housewives wanting to use me. So it kind of, I was there for that. I'm not chasing anything. I was offered a contract.
Well, see, the one thing I learned from Melissa was she was just saying like the one thing to like, I guess, take away the legitimacy from a man is call him a fraud and a woman call her a hoe. Then the only card they try to pull up on the show was that you had slept with all these people, but me having known you for a long time, you don't really get that much sex. Not like that.
I don't, but you know what? You know what happened with that list and when that originated.
Yeah.
When I was going through a breakup.
Yeah.
And that's when this list came out, and basically it put me with every man I've ever taken a picture with, been on the red carpet with, was on TMZ with, or even said I may know. And this was conversations I had.
I remember when we had was it Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving with Michael Jai White? They tried to say you were trying to fuck him and ruin his marriage when that wasn't even true.
He was my neighbor. He lived not too far. We all lived.
And he was with his wife.
He was with his wife, and I invited a lot of people over to the house, and
including me,
including you. And we had fun. We played like drinking games.
Yeah, we had a good time.
And he stopped by. And we all took pictures for Facebook, and those pictures were used against me. Next thing you know, I'm the homewrecker. And then so I went to their house the next day, like, let's take a picture with the three of us.
I remember that.
And it's all, and I said, let me not stand next to you, let the wife stand. I don't want them to crop me out. And it's funny because when you clear your name,
but they didn't really pick that up.
Nobody runs with that. They run with you're the homewrecker, and it's like he's been like a brother to me throughout. You know, he's a good friend.
Yeah.
And I respect marriages, and I just that's the one rumor about myself that I'm just like. I'm tired of fighting it, but anyone that knows me knows that's not true. I'm very offended when a married man steps to me. I really am.
What about you? Do you take extra precautions when you take? I mean, we just said fuck Claudia's weekend recap. We just gonna get straight to an interview.
I didn't really do much this weekend. Did I do anything?
But do you have that thought like when you take a picture with a man? Do you worry about what people are gonna say?
Absolutely. You have no choice because the same things have been said about me. Any man I've ever stood next to on a red carpet, or even just know casually, or sometimes not even. Like I've been attached to people that I've never even met before,
right.
And I'm just like, and then you just get the whole label so quickly. It's just like, but how and why and who and what the fuck?
And once it's out there, it's so hard to take it down. I've been trying to get stuff down from that Who's Dated Who website for the longest time.
Yeah.
And boy, Lipstick Alley made a lot of money off you.
I know.
Are you on Lipstick Alley a lot?
Yes.
I stopped.
She was always on Lipstick Alley.
I was on there all the time, and it's like they sit there and say how irrelevant you are, but then they post everything, and I'm like, well, what? Just don't post me anymore.
Yeah.
I'd be fine to just disappear off the radar with that. But it's like it's really hard. Once it's out there, it's hard to kind of dispute it because people, you're not going to be telling the truth. I remember a football player that was really, really, really adamant about being seen with Hollywood people, right? Women. And he would reach out.
I have a feeling I know who this is.
You know who he is.
Who? I don't.
No.
This is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored.
I got reached out to by 3 of his publicists to go to lunch with him. And I was like,
this is Kerry Rhodes?
And he's not, I said he's not my type, right? And it's like the constant barrage of, do this, do that, and then you don't. But then you end up on a blog being linked with the person anyways. And it's really frustrating because there's a lot of these football players, you guys, and basketball players that like you think on their own they'd have their relevancy. They do, but they get more relevancy when they're attached to an infamous woman, a woman that's in a lot of gossip, or just a woman in general.
Yeah, who's visible. Yeah, exactly. Who's visible and in the entertainment industry. Some of them just seek them out.
They do, and it's funny because the woman will always be accused of being the one that's the groupie or going after. But I'm sure
it's complete. It's usually in a lot of instances it's the exact opposite. That a lot of athletes have that groupie factor about them.
So speaking of Kerry Rhodes, he actually got married. You guys used to date.
I did not say.
I thought somebody brought his name up. I heard it.
No one brought his name. Nobody brought his name up.
Okay, so we'll just come back. Let me just talk about my week real quick. But that was there's so much. It's so good to see you.
It's great. It's great to see you, Jason, as well.
So my week was very simple. I had a lot of stress because the Love and Hip Hop reunion's coming up, and it actually had worked up into my shoulders. So I needed a massage. No, it did. Because you can really get stressed.
That's why I carry my stress as well.
Okay. So What the fuck was so
It's
funny
just
about
so
that?
funny the way it worked up into my shoulders. Like,
I mean, if I would have said it worked up into my back, you'd have said somebody climbed on it, and that don't happen. You know that.
Keep going.
Well,
No, don't do it. So I went to this Thai massage place, right? And so Melissa referred to me to the Thai massage.
oh yeah, I know how those go.
No, but listen, I'd never been there. So I get in the bed and I'm ready. You know, she's like, "Are you ready?" I'm like, what the fuck? I thought she was gonna try to pull out a dildo and really turn this to a different type of experience.
Yeah, that's extra.
She climbed up on my back. Did you know that?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like
didn't know-
people's feet on me.
She climbed up, standing on my back. I got back issues. I was trying to tell her the places not to go. She did a good job. She worked the stress out, but it was a very unique experience.
Very
That's a
uncomfortable.
wrestling match.
Very.
Them Thai massages, that's no game. Them some strong little things. Them women are so small, but they be so strong.
So check this out. So after she got down and she walked around to do the hot rocks, I was able to look through the little hole on my bed and see her
Look at her
feet.
feet.
The foot I think she was using, like curved to the left, and it had a knuckle right there.
She had a bunion.
No, it was like a
Yeah,
big ass
a
knuckle.
bunion.
It wasn't
It's a bunion.
no, it
A
wasn't.
bunion kind of
That
like
is
a
a
bone.
bunion.
It looked like a deformed foot, but it was clearly the foot of Glory because that's the motherfucker she worked stress out with.
Listen, don't sleep on ugly feet. You know what I mean? My shape of my feet is fine. I just have a few corners, some sharp, tight shoes, and
I saw
track
you was on
accomplishments.
when I first.
Don't you dare say you saw her on Botch.
No.
Okay.
When I first became aware of who you were you on Dr. Oz?
Yeah, and I own the foot thing. I'm
That's-
like,
that's
is
when I first
Claudia has been
knew who you
really
were.
lucky to dabble in the mainstream area.
lucky.
Was lucky the wrong word?
Yeah, it was actually. Lucky would be like an
Blessed.
Instagram thought getting on something
Blessed.
mainstream.
let me say
I
this.
started with the mainstream.
You do be
route.
grinding because I just saw you with Maury Povich the other day, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry he's not the father.
No, he's not. He's not. I always go on there for the caught on tape shows, and it's a lot
I've
of fun.
done that.
And when you're there, you see all like the people coming to test
You've
for
done
the
that?
baby mama thing, baby daddy stuff, and
Yeah.
like they got these women running around with kids and babies backstage. It's alcohol. It's all. It's very
Listen,
ratchet.
I know you're
Very
often blamed for narcissism, but weren't we still talking about my weekend recap?
But you skipped my weekend and you went to yours, so you're the narcissist here.
That was the best. Not fornication. Was that fornication? That's putting the tip in. Is what is that?
Just the tip.
Okay, because like I keep saying on the show in our community, we
You
go
were trying to
straight
say that was foreplay, and that's
Foreplay.
Yeah, foreplay.
That's the word.
I know it's a foreign concept
You
to
would be
Jason,
taking a
because first
picture
base
while
is
we're doing the
penetration.
show.
I look cute.
You do. You look good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know anything about fornication.
Foreplay.
Oh.
You know-
foreplay. Fornication is the actual act.
Jason's foreplay is, hey, follow me on Twitter.
Okay,
That's
so
funny.
we were talking about Kerry Rhodes. He got married.
No, we weren't.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
What do you think? I mean, after those pictures popped up of him on vacation, I was really shocked that he was getting married to a woman.
Right.
How he doing?
Well,
Gio,
things
have
like-
you seen the pictures?
I don't even know who that is.
Pull them up.
I can't pull him up right now, but
Claudia, pull them up.
Okay.
Now, you know-
So we can get Gio's visceral
really
reaction.
good, really good football player. He used to play for the Jets
He
and
played
then
with the Jets
Arizona.
and then the Cardinals.
okay. So which
Then-
one of you dated him?
That's a married. Listen, that is
That's
a married man. That is a married
We're
man.
not talking about that married man.
I heard he had a big penis.
Oh my god.
Ask his wife. I don't know.
What?
I can't even. What am I looking up?
Look up the pictures. The pictures.
Listen,
I
I ain't.
gotta-
So the
Oh,
story
listen.
basically is that Kerry Rhodes was on vacation with somebody,
His assistant.
his assistant, and
I used to date my assistant. By the
yeah,
way.
and I'm just gonna say that if I saw pictures of this, like this, of my
So
man,
if when you were dating Carrie and you saw those pictures pop up,
really,
You are stupid as fuck, dude.
okay, let me
This is
ask. Wait, hold on.
completely made up.
Let me just ask a group question. Claudia and Melissa, if at the time while you were both dating Carrie,
wait, hold on,
Rhodes-
visceral reaction. Go ahead, Gio. What do you think? Does this look?
So can you please describe the pictures that you're looking at right now, Gio, for the people who are
Okay,
listening
one
on
of
the
the
radio?
pictures is his brother, his assistant is got a
He's
fucking,
helping him with the
got a
pineapple.
fucking pineapple in his hand, nigga. I
He's
even know his
assisting
own.
him with
And
the
he's drinking out
pineapple.
of a
That's
straw.
not
And
gay.
there's another one of Carrie. Look like they walking over the wedding.
No, that's not
threshold.
gay. He's holding.
That's
His
not-
ankle was hurting, and he was helping him walk.
And the last one is listen, my mama
Is
told
that
me
the
when
one
you
where-
kiss me on their forehead.
Yeah, he's kissing
you
him.
No,
care.
but I think he had a boo boo on his forehead.
Okay.
That's not gay,
Okay,
guys.
speaking of pineapple, at the time that y'all were sleeping with Carrie,
Oh, stop it, please stop.
would you have, if you would have saw those photos?
Weren't you trying to get with them? Don't put it on us. You was like,
no, I had a crush on Carrie.
Did you make a couple trips to Phoenix?
Stop returning.
Yo, I'm sorry. Before you go on, I want to just say this.
Wait, you like how we tried?
I loved it. I love it.
Hold on. Disclaimer for his wife. Carrie and I were friends.
Not so fun when the rappers got the gun, is it, motherfucker?
You
forgot.
Wait, we're going to commercial.
Mrs. Rhodes.
No, listen. My daddy's last name really is Rhodes in real life.
Your daddy's?
My daddy.
Stunting like your daddy.
Mrs. Rose.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about the time you guys used to date.
Gio wants to say something about
Mrs. Rose. Congratulations on the wedding, but y'all gonna end up on Maury in about a year because
I think it's gonna work. She's a white woman, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's going all the way.
Is she white? I thought she was mixed.
this is preposterous.
Isn't her name Nicole? Isn't she his long time on and off girlfriend?
he married her?
Speaking of long, how big was his penis?
I'm not blue.
Okay, so
How big was his penis, Jason?
So in other
Try it. Do not.
So in other news, your other ex, Darren Sharper. Darren Sharper, you were in love with him at one point.
Are you serious right now?
Weren't you?
No.
You didn't like him?
I thought he was fine like everybody else did. I thought he was fine. Did you think he was fine as well?
I wasn't familiar with him until he got caught up on all those rape charges.
Really?
He's a cute
I don't know sports like that.
He was.
So wait, which one of you dated Darren Sharper? Did you?
No, I did not.
You didn't say that when I asked about Carrie Rhodes. Okay, no, but when I asked about Carrie Rhodes, you were silent. So when
I went out with him a few times in 2000.
So did he ever try to rape you?
No, I'm a little.
No, did you?
But you may not remember.
Did you guys drink together?
Yeah, maybe.
Did you hold on to your drink? Did you always have it in your possession?
I don't have any memories of anything.
Okay, Claudia, wait. We can't.
No,
we can't
let's not. We can't joke about rape.
We're not joking.
We're
not joking about rape.
Let's bring it down.
Okay.
Because
I came here to be positive and promote some shit. God damn. Trying to do my brand. I'm just like going right back in the gutter.
Speaking of positive, the AIDS virus stats are down.
Yeah, how's that cough going?
Shit. Don't try it. Let me tell you something. I am very HIV free. Thank you. And we are not going to joke about that because the gay community will not like that. Let us be responsible.
Well, the gays aren't the only ones with AIDS.
Who else has it? I'm
What
just
the
playing.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. Wow. Jesus. You know what? I did not come here for this.
Listen.
I came here to promote some Just Peachy sparkling wine.
Okay, but wait, question, Claudia.
Okay, I have my new wine.
So wait, we're gonna get to your wine, but Claudia, let me ask you a question. So
This
you went
show
out.
is going down real fast.
Let me bring it back up. Okay, so Claudia, you went on a couple of dates with Darren. Why did you decide I'm good? Because he was arguably the finest.
He was
Negro in Lake.
It was long distance. It was like we couldn't.
How
really
long was it?
He was another city. He was in another city. I thought he was cute. We went out. I played in his celebrity
basketball
golf tournament. Played with his, on the same team with his parents. They're very nice people. And that was that. It was a long time ago. We just stayed cool after that.
How long?
And he was very honest about where he was in life. He's like, you know what? I'm not ready to settle down to have something serious right now. But if I was, he'd be it. And I was like, you know what? Because of that, it's very respectful. We can always be cool. And we just never hooked up again after that.
He pursued me too. I went out.
You said y'all didn't hook up after that again?
No.
Like go on a date?
You guys are like a living testament of what you said earlier about how these guys are always trying to jump on with the it girl.
Listen, the way they call women thoughts is crazy because there's so many male thoughts. They go to the same group of hot chicks in every city. Like it's the same.
You know what else you guys got in common? You used to work with Datari Turner and you used to sleep with him.
Well, she married him.
Oh, you've been married before?
Very briefly, it was.
Hold on, let me just say
it was a no because if I say divorce, it was a real marriage. Oh, okay. You asked me, I said yes. We were in Vegas. We went to the Little White Wedding Chapel. We got a marriage license and we got married. And it was over really quickly. We realized really quickly it was not right. We didn't really know each other.
Dang.
And he punched my cat one time when it jumped on the bed.
That's some shit I would have did.
My cat jumped on the bed and he was like, punch it. I was like, that's so mean.
Wait,
and Claudia is
my cat that died.
Very protective of her cat.
I hate you got to protect the kitty.
Yeah.
Hey,
not me.
So the cat died after it had a tumor, and I just
from that punch. The
hand of Satan touched it.
Every time I see Datari, I want to go up to him and apologize. I don't even know what I'm apologizing for. He just doesn't like me.
What's his name?
Listen. I want to put it to rest. It was something that happened so long ago. We made a mistake. We jumped in. We were cupcaking on the phone till 5 o'clock in the morning until the birds come up. That does something to a woman when they tell you certain things.
Speaking of the birds that come up, his girlfriend called you, who used to work for Oprah.
Anyways, it was a mistake, and I did not ever try to use it for publicity.
No, you didn't.
The stuff started showing up in blogs, and I responded to it. I never said anything about him sexually until I started hearing stuff about myself. I wish him, I won't say well, but I just don't want to. To me,
you just want to ignure that part of your life ever happened.
Like, I feel like every time I'm asked about it, I'm villainized that I'm bringing it up for a storyline, or I want to use his name, and I don't.
This is the thing.
I thought we squashed it. I saw him at a club. We talked for 2 hours outside of a club, and we squashed it. And even asked me out again to go grab drinks, and we didn't do that. And I was like, okay, we're cool now. Like, we're in a good place.
He's probably upset that you didn't bring him into your storyline on Real Housewives.
He called me right before Housewives and don't use me for this. I'm like, I'm not. But the producers dig up all your stuff. You have to fill up so much paperwork, and they flashed a picture of us, and it was never part of my storyline. I want it to be over. Like, it's the shitty thing about being on television or in the public eye in some regard is you're not allowed to make mistakes like everybody else with anonymity. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of people who married someone, made a mistake, divorce or annulment. But I have to have it dragged through the mud for 7-8 years, and then he's mad, and then this one got a statement. Everyone has a comment on it, and it's like I made a mistake. I made several mistakes in my life.
Wait, so when you get married to this new guy that you're living with and that you're sexually active with, what's his name? He's an actor. I have to learn his name.
Oh, I might know him.
His name is Medina Islam.
Oh, that's the homie.
Really?
No, I don't know.
Okay, I didn't think so. I never seen him at the house.
He's an actor, and he knows Oprah. So at some point,
He's a very good
I got to
actor.
build that relationship.
Very good actor.
So when you all get married, will we be invited to that wedding?
No.
No.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. It depends where we are then. You know what I mean? We've had a tumultuous relationship, Jason.
How about this? Let's make a deal.
This is a long, like I'm
Deal or no deal?
cautiously.
Okay, you invite us to your wedding. We'll get you an invitation to Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes' wedding.
I don't think I'll be approved anymore. That was so.
So you let the cat out of the bag, even though we all.
I didn't know there was a cat.
But even though we all know that, is Shelly alive or dead? Your cat.
Shelly's alive.
Okay, which cat died?
That was. Let me see. I had like a few of them. One died when I was on the set of Celebrity Apprentice. Pam was watching the cat, and they called me right before I go in the boardroom, the very first boardroom.
People don't know who Pam is.
I know. And so I was getting ready to go in the boardroom, and I get the text like, "Are you about to do something important?" I'm like, "Yeah. Why? What's up?" "Well, I'll tell you later then." I'm like, no, I need to know now. Yeah. My cat died. So I go in the first boardroom, right? The very first one. And you got to be calm and cool, right? Pierce Morgan and I get into it. I'm all lashing out and mad because I'm sitting there like, my cat died when I was away. I feel so bad. And was it poisoned? Like, I felt so like a bad mom. So I was like kind of like a little off.
Can I ask you a question though?
Wait, hold on. We can't. No. So you let the cat out of the bag with Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes.
No, I didn't.
And you went on Entertainment Tonight to clear it up. And I thought you did a really good job of trying to.
I felt so fake doing that. I felt so stupid.
So,
honestly, I felt really bad because.
Did Jamie call you?
No, he did not call me. So basically what happened was I never seen them together. I hear what everyone else hears and see what everybody else sees. So I was in that podcast thinking everyone's just going to try to set me up for a Trump answer and question, like an aha moment. So I'm just being positive on everything. Yes, I'm happy for them. Yeah, I said 2 lines, and it really blew up to I confirmed this story that people have been talking about for years. And I was never told to not say anything. I just went, I haven't hung with him in a long time. I did hang with him in Atlanta when he came into the radio show. And it's just like, it really took on a life of its own. And I felt so bad when it blew up. I reached out.
And he didn't answer?
He didn't, but I spoke to no, he hasn't. He's I'm sure he's like annoyed. Like he probably has to worry about that a lot. Like celebrities.
I mean, we saw the photo of them in the studio.
They have to constantly worry about people like outing them or worrying about who they can trust. And I've been friends with him for a long time. I've never said anything. I never spilt any beans on him. So that was never my intention. I just was trying to give a clean cut, cool answer, and it really took on a life of its own. I can't believe every time you Google it, like I'm still, associated with it. Now I'm sure with this interview, it's going to come back. And
well, the rumor is, that part of her divorce stipulation from Tom Cruise is that she couldn't have a public relationship, especially one with another celebrity, for 5 years afterwards. So that's why it's shrouded in so much secrecy. But she's right. The fact of the matter,
pregnant too.
The fact of the matter is the rumor is rampant. It was out way before Claudia said anything that Katie Holmes and Jamie Foxx were dating and that she's pregnant. Everybody's talking about it, but nobody wanted.
I got the blame, and
you got the blame.
The way they asked me like it was as if it was confirmed already in mainstream. Like a lot of times, I'll be asked about celebrities I know or don't know, and they'll be like, "Hey, Claudia, what do you think about such and such that's going on tour?" And I may not know, but I'm like, "Oh, I'm happy for them," or "I'm cool," like great,
right.
Just to not say, you know what I mean? And it really just took on a life of its own. And then when I went on Entertainment Tonight, I had so much anxiety. I was like,
I told you not to do Entertainment Tonight.
Well, I felt like someone that betrayed a friend, but didn't mean to do that. You know what I mean? It was totally harmless, and it makes me feel awful, even though things have been said about me.
So Claudia was on The Price is Right. So I don't know why I thought of this, but when Bob Barker dies, would you want to go to his funeral or no?
He's still alive?
Didn't he die?
No, he's alive.
No, he's alive.
He's
sorry,
alive.
guys. Sorry.
That brother driving around with a casket trailer behind him.
I don't know.
Claudia was one of the first girls on the show to stand up for women's rights and her rights, and she sued the show. And
I did.
Got a good bag and left. Shout out to Throw It in the Bag. You were in the video.
I was, and I did get paid.
You did get paid. So would you go to his funeral? Like, are you over whatever?
I'm over. Well, you know what? Bob Barker never committed any sexual misconduct with me. He was one of the producers.
He's
He's
just the face of the show.
Well, he knew what happened and nothing was done about it. So it's like you're the head, you're the top. But the thing is with that,
pause.
Well, he's the top.
It's not a pause coming from her.
I gotta actually say this and kind of clear his name. I don't really see him as this person that did all this that was inappropriate with women. I think he had an affair with one of the girls on the show. It was consensual from what I know.
Was that Janice? There's so many.
No, it was one way before that. Diane, I think. So I think, once the first case came out, it was just one on top of the other. Now, there was an environment of that there, but it wasn't with him. He was never inappropriate with us. He's kind of mean sometimes and grouchy old man and kind of like Mr. Burns, no close-ups for them. Yes, reduce the camera time. Give the bitches water. There was no food. We got one bottle of water a day, and we got the absolute minimum you can get paid to be on television.
Wow.
Not $1 more.
Wow.
But we had 20 weeks where we get residual, so it was a great part-time job. Six figures.
We totally just flipped the whole format of our show around because we have so many hot topics that we want to talk about that I know you probably have a good opinion about. I definitely want to talk about the time you boxed it out with Omarosa's mom too.
I didn't hit her.
This is such an enlightening hour.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
We actually have great chemistry. Yes.
I really do like that ring. Actually, it does look like a weapon.
Yeah.
Well, you never know these days.
I know. That's why I'd like one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so really quick, we had talked earlier about this birthday party. So I don't know if you remember this. We went to the birthday party for Rihanna at Dre, and was at Dre's in LA.
Yeah.
This was years ago.
That's when they used to let in black people.
Right. So we're in there, and we really are in the middle of a mosh pit because the way there's so many people, and they're pushing and this and that, and literally it was me, you, B. Scott, and Danny, and we're just fighting with this crowd, and this girl has a full glass of vodka and cranberry, and I say, yo, watch what the fuck you're doing. And she literally pours it all down my shirt. Do you remember what happened?
No.
Do you remember when I grabbed her by the face
No.
and mushed her?
Oh, kind of.
And you were just hysterically laughing the whole night.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, yeah. So we come outside and paparazzi's there, and there's just stuff all over me. So you were, I tried to hook you up with Lamar Odom before he was.
Can you please tell the world the true story about that?
Okay, so Claudia and
I. Oh my God, I'm so sick of being linked to people I would never date.
Claudia and I were at Nobu. He bought her some roses.
No, you said. I
forgot the story.
You need to go talk to Lamar Odom. He's in there, and he just signed a contract for $36 million. Hold on.
No, because on this show, it always seems like I'm trying to.
I feel like
broker my vagina.
Okay, this is what happened. I said he's not my type. You said he just signed a contract for $36 million. I said I don't care. He's not my type.
You're making me sound so bad right now.
Been hit on by Richard, and you were like, just go say hi to him. So we went and sat at a table, had small talk. He said, I'm gonna go outside real quick. Stay here when I get back. And I was like, no. And we bounced. We went outside, and paparazzi was outside. We're talking to the cameras. TMZ.
Yeah, we are.
They're asking who's inside and who's Lamar, and I'm being coy. He comes up into the camera shot and puts his hand on my neck and gets in our shot. And then like, Lamar, is this why you're happy to sign this deal back in LA? And he's like, like, it's just, we were just playing the cameras. It was just funny, right? So I'm like, and then like walk back to.
But then the story is that now you guys are hanging out.
But then he bought, the rose guy was right there, and he said, wouldn't it be funny if I gave you, and you were egging it on. He gave me the roses, and we walk out, and then paparazzi is like, is it true that Lamar Odom gave you the roses? I'm not saying anything. And Jason, of course, loves this position. Yeah.
It's one
the
of my
next
favorite
day
positions.
on TMZ, we're dating. Then he marries Chloe like 2 weeks later.
No. Then you guys went to a follow-up date that I was not a part of.
It was not a date.
Okay.
He had 2 other people with him, or 3, and I met up. I was in the area. He called me and said, hey, we're eating over here. I'm like, I'll stop by and say what's up.
And then he hooks up with Khloe Kardashian. So in a sense, after everything is played out,
that
you kind of feel like you dodged a bullet?
Yes. That day, he said, are you ready for the business of marriage? And I was like, what?
Wait,
I didn't know
what?
I didn't know what he was talking about. So then like the next week he married Chloe. And then it's like the story is, did he dump Claudia for Chloe? And I thought it was like a fake beef. And I had no issue with Chloe, Kim, all of them. Like I used to hang with Kim. We've hung out. Chloe and I did Celebrity Apprentice. We had no issue. And it was a fake beef.
She had a run-in with Kim Kardashian in Haiti.
I didn't really have a run-in with her in Haiti. We were both in Haiti at the same time. She'd just gotten off her like 72-minute marriage, or was it 72
days?
Okay, right.
Well, I can't really talk about that.
That was her with the 72
Well,
hours.
no. I was 4 months. It took a year to get out of it though.
Really?
4 months.
Oh, damn.
I know.
Yeah.
3 months.
Okay.
And I was there to, facilitate a party for orphans. So we were there for different reasons, I guess.
What was she there for?
I don't know. Maybe the same thing. I'm not sure.
There's a lot of little shade here that I don't know in the back.
Not really.
I hear
I'm waiting for it.
Slight undertone. Okay, so
Can you clear my name with the Lamar Odom thing?
Yeah,
I gotta knock. So we got rid of the Michael Jai White rumor.
we didn't get rid of Carrie Rhodes.
Yeah, we did get rid of that. We did.
Darren Sharper.
I said I dated him.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah. I thought that you might have dumped him or not decided to date him because he was dumb as rocks. That's why I decided. I was like, I have no interest in this guy. He's beautiful,
With him
but
being as
it's
attractive
like,
as he is, why was he raping folks? Is that just a fetish?
You know what?
Some girls.
It's a fetish. It's called sleeping beauty syndrome.
Oh shit.
It's in the family of necrophilia. People who like to have sex with dead bodies.
Oh.
I'm not even fucking joking right now.
What's the term for it?
Necrophilia is when people like to have sex with dead bodies.
Giovanni, do not try to spell that word on the show.
Ted Bundy was a necrophiliac. He liked to come back to the bodies that people that he'd killed and revisit them and have sexual relations with them. Yeah.
Some guys are good to look at, and some guys are good to talk to. I mean,
What am I?
So did you think that Melissa and Flo Rida would work out?
Oh, for fuck's sake, Jason.
I actually did. I thought
Really?
that was a good match.
Why?
Because you guys seem happy, and then y'all broke up and got back together. I was like, that's
elevator.
love. Like you revisited it. It's almost like romantic. Melissa. I was rooting for you. I know we weren't talking then, but I was rooting for you. I was like,
So what?
because he had no kids at the time, right? I think. So I thought that was, he's successful. He's like mainstream. He's like white people successful.
Yeah.
Mainstream. Like he's like non-threatening. They're
My
like,
mom and my aunt knew who he was.
right.
So,
like
yeah.
they'll book him for like kids stuff.
Wait. So,
Yeah.
So,
I always said he
why-
was like the McDonald's of
So
rap.
you just brought up that was the time when you two weren't talking. Why were you and Melissa not talking?
There's ebbs and flows and shit like that. Oh, fuck.
We never had a reason.
Flo Rida.
Honestly, Melissa and I have never had a real reason. And people that know us both have often said, I don't know if they said this to you, y'all remind me of each other, how y'all are attacked and perceived and misperceived, actually.
Yeah.
And if y'all ever sat down, y'all probably be cool. And I was like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
So-
we were just on vacation. Well, not just, but we were on vacation in Jamaica together.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
I wasn't invited.
That was fun. No, you weren't.
Were we high on that trip?
Melissa's always high.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We
I
were
like-
definitely drunk.
I don't really drink anymore. It's been since October.
Y'all was out there getting that little suntan on too, right?
Look at you. Look at the face.
coconut
That's
oil
the same
on.
expression on his face when we were talking about vibrators last week. Yeah.
You like vibrators?
She has one
I
under
don't
her
like
pillow.
it.
Huh?
No, we had. She was telling us about. a
Wait,
certain
did you
situation.
ask Gio if he likes
Right.
vibrators?
Yeah.
I mean,
Why
said,
would he have a vibrator?
Well, there's vibrating like cock
No, I was
rings
about to say,
that
I
guys
use
like.
cock
Yes.
rings. That's it.
So
It's a
we
good thing.
so we talk about sex a lot on the show. We definitely need to get to the presidential debates.
Oh, right.
But-
Speaking of getting fucked.
Wait.
Right.
That was a good one.
Great segue.
But listen, on this show we talk a lot about sex. Would you ever have anal sex with a guy? Would you let a guy fuck you anally?
That was really graphic.
We're just gonna Like,
I just felt like I got ass fucked just by the question.
I feel my sphincter just kind of tightened up. I just feel very like.
Typically, we ask those questions at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I'm not ready to go there. Just can we ease in?
We need to lubricate.
I need a little lube first. At least
take on a date before you.
Jesus
There's
Christ.
no lubrication on the show. Okay, so
hi, presidential debate. Would you ever get fucked in the ass? I mean, Jesus Christ. I thought I was promoting some products here.
just listen. Anytime Claudia Jordan, myself are in a room, or me and Melissa are in a room, it's going to be a mess. But all of us together, yeah. So for all of you that are listening to this show and crying hysterically at all the charges and allegations, I just have to say that all the views expressed on the show are not ones that we agree to on Hollywood Unlocked. This is the edgier part of my brand, and we thank you for helping us to.
Thanks for helping to ruin mine. I just did a talk show pilot with Michael Eric Dyson, and now I'm here talking about getting fucked in the ass. And I'm just like, where did we go wrong? Like, I've been sitting still for 6 months of being good, and now we're just going right back into.
Wait, I love that. Michael Eric Dyson is like he's like my mentor. His wife is like my surrogate mom.
He's a great guy.
What was the show about?
It's called The Raw Word. It's basically like a co-ed version of The View, and it's 2 guys, 2 girls, and social issues. So, we talked about body shaming in the pilot. We had Don Cheadle on our pilot. It was
God, that's amazing.
It was so. When I left that, I'm like, this is what I was meant to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love being vocal on social issues. But matter of fact, we're going to the CNN building tonight. I don't know if you're going, but
yeah, I'm gonna send my team.
Yeah, send the team. Oh, look at you with the brand, the team. I like that. And that's cute. Assistants came a long way. And we're gonna be we're gonna be protesting tonight at CNN. So
okay, so let's talk about you were on Celebrity Apprentice with Donald Trump, right? He was there. Okay,
I was.
So what do you make out of the debates today? So presidential debate happened the other night. Hillary Clinton was on stage with this reality star named Donald Trump, who's running for president, who actually earned the Republican nomination.
And Hillary, the look on her face is literally like, I cannot believe I have to entertain this bullshit.
So I don't know about all of you. Well, we were all glued. You watched it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so all of us watched it. And I was very active on Twitter during the debate. I'm sure you were. Were you active on Twitter? Or were you just trying to soak it all in?
I was soaking it all in, and then I sent out a couple of tweets afterwards, and then I posted a picture of myself with a joint in my mouth and a drink lying on the floor saying me after watching
So
that
what did you
bullshit.
Can we smoke in here? No.
No. So what did you think of the presidential debate?
Lighter, just in case.
First of all, I couldn't watch and listen at the same time because watching Donald Trump just like makes me so angry that I couldn't do both at the same time. But I just felt like it's pathetic, and 100 million people were watching this, and the entire world was watching, and we are an embarrassment.
Gio, what do you think?
I kind of feel the same way.
Get
Melissa
it out,
does,
nigga, down.
man. I'm still trying to digest everything, especially with Donald Trump. Just was a little upset at how much he just was cutting off Hillary, wouldn't let her finish her thoughts. He was very combative. He was very defensive. I don't know if I don't want the U.S. to be ran by somebody like that. And it just made me feel like, damn, I hate that I'm a felon because I can't go vote.
Felons can vote. You
Really?
need to research.
Did you murder somebody?
Hey, don't
murder
worry
that
about
pussy.
it.
Look,
Hey, first
listen,
48.
I'm just trying to. This is the shit
Right.
y'all straight niggas
Just wanted
say.
to know. Just
This is shit straight niggas say. Okay. Shout out to all of them. So you have a young daughter.
Yes, 13.
All the stuff he said about women, the women are the
Pigs, slobs.
pigs, fat.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Now I don't know if I didn't make it that far because I left. But with you telling me that, with me having a 13-year-old daughter, I always try to bestow in my daughter that I'm the prototype of the man that she should be with for the rest of her life. So the fact that he has the audacity to say that about the female, he came from a woman. Mm-hmm. That's what's so funny.
Allegedly.
Okay,
he might have been grown in a petri dish.
His daughter is a woman. His wife is a woman. So that's just.
Yeah, in good conscience, I don't know how any woman is thinking that Donald Trump is
the way to go.
Is the way to go. I just don't understand that. Like, I just feel like everybody's going to, okay, let's just say the worst thing happens and he gets voted into office, and all of his policies, which he really didn't give very good examples of his policy schedule. Like, what it is that he's trying to he just was concerned mostly about his image,
business.
his image and how bad he was, how bad he's been talked about. He kept on saying, ask Sean Hannity. I was like, who gives a fuck what Sean Hannity has to say? Like, he was just so concerned about his image and people talking bad about him that he had no concern about, I don't know, talking about affordable care. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, so you've worked with him. What do you think? And he was once a friend. Is he still a friend of yours?
I haven't spoken to him in a while. Actually, we stopped really. We used to talk on the phone, and you've been with me when I'm on the phone with him.
Yeah.
And he personally, we had a great working relationship. He did a lot of things for me. Like when I did Celebrity Apprentice the first time, then I did the All Stars. There was no reason for me to be on All Stars because my career was dead at the time, and it kind of put me back on the map. Mm-hmm. So I was grateful for that. But there's a difference between being a great entertainer and being really, really, really good at being a reality star and driving that ship as opposed to being the president.
But some would argue that Omarosa is more loyal to him than you are because she's actually trying to usher in African Americans into his campaign, and she really believes that he's the right one for the African American community.
She is loyal to him now, but she was also loyal to the Clintons when she worked for them, and then she was loyal to the Obamas when she worked for them for the next cycle, and now she's loyal to Donald Trump.
Do you think it's for a check? I mean, because I'll say Melissa and I are both friends with Omarosa. I mean, we're friends is so loosely used in the city, but I'll just say like we know each other, we get along, whatever.
Right.
But
and we used to be friends as well.
For me, I'm like extremely disappointed in her. Like to me, it's embarrassing that she's actually like walking around with him and saying that she really believes that he's right for our country, knowing that Hillary's more qualified. Hillary's a woman.
She worked for the Clintons, and that was her claim to fame for a long time. You know
so what do you think that is? Do you think it's for a check or?
I understand people that want to be loyal to Donald Trump because he is big on loyalty. I will tell you that. Like when he rocks with you, he really does. I got to say that. You know, when he wanted me to be on the show, and then the second time he fought for me to be on the show. Mm-hmm. But again, people are being enamored by his personality, which is entertaining, which is funny, but it's not funny. A reality show. It's not funny as the president. Like,
I mean, sitting up there watching him and Hillary debate looked like a skit for SNL.
It didn't feel real. And the debate, I was really concerned about Hillary Clinton with all the stuff that's been happening lately. But she showed how sharp she was.
You mean with her health or with?
Well, with everything, you know, and you just didn't know. I mean, she was sick. She had all these things happening. And there is a problem with being honest with her. But I don't see why people are acting so surprised.
That's
politicians are not known to be the most forthcoming people.
Politicians, lawyers, reality stars. It's just.
So go ahead.
I just feel like she's qualified for the job, and we have to stop voting for people based on their personality and what we think is entertaining or who we want to have a beer with. And that's what we got in trouble with George Bush. And that took our country down because he seems relatable and he seems fun. And, you know, other candidates like Al Gore doesn't seem fun or he seems too uptight. Well, we need an uptight person to control the country.
But do you feel like her being a woman is what is the incentive for people who are going after her with so many other things that are just unfair?
The fact that our nation was ready to vote in a black man as president before a white woman shows you how far we have to go when it comes to sexism and how much people just do not want to trust a woman at the helm. The way she's being the double standard of the judgment, when Donald Trump raises his voice, people don't say he's throwing a temper tantrum or he should lower his voice, it's too shrill. They don't say that. He gets so many passes. When she does it, she has to worry about being strong, being solid, being honest, having her policies on point, and, don't dress this way. And no one's attacking how he's dressing. No one's attacking his
the hair
voice.
Or his makeup.
Or and with her, it's every little thing. And then it's just, some of these rallies where they're calling for kill the bitch, it's just like, awful. And one thing I got to give props to John McCain for. When he was having his town hall meetings, when people would scream out, Barack Obama is a terrorist, when he had that moment and said, look,
he set him straight right there.
Sir, he's not a terrorist. He's actually a good man. He just so happens to have different policies than I do. That was like ultimate respect. And the sad thing is that made him lose votes with the Republican Party, who I'm sorry is behaving very immaturely. They're acting like a bunch of racist kids, a lot of them. And when they got mad about Hillary saying that half of them could fit in a basket of deplorables, I mean, I just think the percentage is actually higher. You know what I mean? And they got offended from that statement with all the things that have been being said about blacks and Muslims. How do you turn off 1.5 billion people in the world with Muslims? Yeah. How do you turn off so many women? How do you turn off your
future baby daddy being one of those?
I mean, you just should not just shut down a whole demographic of people and then cater to them with 50 days left in the election. It just doesn't seem real.
So when you were watching it, Melissa, as a person who's not a U.S. citizen, what were you? Because I was thinking how embarrassing this is to the whole world. Like we kind of lead the world in a lot of things that are really important, whether it's climate change or the economy. What did you think as an outsider?
Well, I mean, I've lived in the country for 16 years.
But I mean, as somebody who can't vote.
I know. Yeah. But I still can't vote. I'm not naturalized. And in all honesty, maybe this might make me unpopular saying, but I'm glad I can't vote in this election. I wouldn't want this.
Blame you.
I wouldn't want this choice. I really don't. I mean, I do think that Hillary is the better candidate. I do. She's prepared. She's got experience. I agree with a lot of a lot of the her policy proposals. That's the bottom line. I would vote for Hillary. I would. And what really, really irritated me about Trump was the fact that he started to go in about these emails. And she was so poised and
she took responsibility.
Exactly. But when the issue was brought up about his tax returns, it's just he turned the whole conversation into a red herring. And so he just tries to throw spaghetti at the wall and see what will stick. Yeah. You know, like, hey, look over there to try to distract you. He looked
very unprepared too.
He was unprepared because he's a fucking buffoon. I'm sorry, I said it. He is.
Well, it's the truth. No, I mean, I was looking at it. I think that one of the challenges for me is that, you know, back in 2008, for people who don't know, I actually have had a really real career. I actually was a part of the Barack Obama campaign, and when I look at it, I look at kind of all of the things. When I look at both of them, I try to find what can I relate to. Like both of them failed on the test when it came to the black community. I don't know if you felt that. Like, did you feel that way?
Well,
I mean, I just felt like when they asked him about the black community, I mean, he hit her with the
super predator comment
history
that she'd made. What, in 1992?
But they both spoke about the black community as if all of us are sitting in the middle of gunfire. Like, we are all a part of the black community, and I don't feel like, I mean, there's different life experiences in different parts of our
I think that Hillary Clinton needs a lot less sensitivity training than he does.
For sure. But I looked at it, and I just kind of feel like in the last 8 years, Obama and Michelle and Barack Obama have brought swag to the White House. They brought more inclusion, bring in more African Americans.
Listen, they were an anomaly.
Influencers. Yeah, I mean,
the world loves them.
Yeah.
The world loves them.
And that's the other thing. You travel a lot. When you travel abroad, the world hated the United States when the Bushes weren't. And then now with Obama, we actually have a better, I guess, more class to the world.
And he's made mistakes just like a lot of presidents do. And I just got back. I was in Bali, and there's a lot of Australians there. And I was just talking. I always like to get the perspective of people in other parts of the world. And I'm talking to them, and they said, is this a joke right now? Are you guys really considering this man? How is he leading? How is he this far? In the polls, this far along?
The Republican Party should be ashamed of themselves for allowing this guy to become their representative.
But they created this whole shitstorm. They created this by redistricting and trying to stop the black vote. In a lot of places, they made it very difficult for us to get IDs. I think in Alabama, I could be wrong. It's either Alabama, North Carolina, somewhere in the South. They shut down 8 places where minorities would usually go to get their licenses right before the election. So that's what they're doing. So they're making it more difficult. And if you get frustrated, like, it's too much work to do it, you're going to most likely not do it.
I heard they were doing that in Puerto Rico too.
Well, yeah, because Puerto Rico is heavily Democratic. So it's like, pay attention to what I wish I can get through to my people. All right. Young, black, whatever, and white people, anyone who cares. The midterm elections is so important. The reason why there's so much bullshit going on, they were able to slide these little, they shut down Planned Parenthood, they defunded Planned Parenthoods in Texas. A lot of minorities use that to get screenings for mammograms, and it's not just about abortions. Like, that's not all Planned Parenthood's for, but thank God they have them. But anyways, shut up, Jason. And
I didn't say anything.
But I'm just saying, like, these little things that they slide on the rug that they're not as glamorous as the presidential election. We let these things slide because we're not present in the midterm elections, and then we don't have a Congress that can support our president. And so we need to be more active every 2 years as well, not just every 4 years. So,
you know what's so crazy talking about not supporting the president? Today, the Senate voted 91 to veto his bill, to veto his bill to allow families to sue the government for, I guess, what happened in Saudi Arabia.
And that's unprecedented for that many Democrats to not support the president. But you know why? He doesn't want to open it up where people can sue
the government,
because he's worried about what our American citizens abroad, what will happen to them, like retaliation.
And who knows? Maybe they set it up to where he supported it and they vetoed it, so he can say he tried and they can say they protected the government. Who knows what happened? But back to
politics, and it's fucking shady.
But back to Omarosa. I know that her mother punched you on the red carpet once. So
did she really?
Yeah. What? It didn't hurt. It was more like, wait, hold on.
She punched you like what, in the stomach, the arm?
No, it was like. Like, it was like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
All her energy in it, but ain't
she
getting
put all her.
I mentioned it to Claudia on the phone one day, and she said, "Well, if you ever see her mother, she works at Marshall's in North Hollywood."
Oh shit!
And she used to walk home on her broken heels.
But we've invited Omarosa to come on the show. She said she was going to come. She never returned our calls to come back.
She's big time now.
Huh?
She's big time now.
Well, I mean, in 50 days or so, she won't have anything else to do because Donald will
She'll
be
be back begging Tom Joyner to go back on the cruise.
Oh, damn.
Please, black people, take me back. I was just playing.
Were you on the Tom Joyner cruise? Side note, when Foxy Brown got kicked off the boat? What the fuck happened?
She wanted a nail appointment. She was serious about her feels.
She beat up the nail tech, right?
They
said they pulled that boat over and said, bitch, get your ass out.
The next stop she had to get home. The Tom Joyner cruise is so fun.
What happens when you get dropped off in the middle of a cruise, though? How do you get home?
That's your responsibility.
You better hope Spirit flies to that city.
Yeah, that's your responsibility.
It goes down in those cruises, let me tell you.
So you can really be kicked off a cruise?
Yeah.
They will drop you off in like Jamaica. Whatever islands they are designated to stop in.
If you're acting out, they'll put you out?
Whatever the next stop is, they're going to put you out.
Those old people get it in on those cruises. Let me tell you something.
When is the next one?
It's in April. There was this
we should go.
There was a shady football player that was there with his wife, right? And he got 2 rooms. And he had the room with the wife.
That's funny.
And then
I already see where this is going.
And then he was trying to get girls to go to his other room. Like he said something to me. I was like, nigga, I know you ain't talking to me about that wife shit. Like I don't do that.
Wait, why wouldn't you go on the cruise?
It's fun. It really is. I promise you. It's not as old as you think.
You don't like Tom Warner?
Girl,
Tom
I've been
Joyner?
on that fucking cruise.
You took a lot of pictures. You take like 1,000 pictures.
Why wouldn't you go?
Because one of his employees tried to sexually assault me.
He might not be working for him no more.
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
it was
for real?
really.
He put his hands on you?
You don't remember that?
Did you ever tell Tom Joyner about that?
I told his son.
He put
Oscar.
his hands on you?
And did they care?
The police came on board.
Oh.
He touched
So
you?
was it another celebrity or was it?
No, he was an employee who worked for Tom Joyner's cruise.
And he tried to sexually assault you?
Mm-hmm. He tried to break into my room at 4:00 in the morning.
Damn.
He almost broke the door down.
He smelled that Melissa Jamaica breeze.
Fuck you,
Don't
man.
make a joke out of sexual assault.
It was.
They not want to do that.
Awful.
Was he drunk?
He was high on coke, which he'd been transporting the entire trip.
On the trip.
Oh my
I'm just like, hi, international
I hate
waters.
that I brought it up. Tom, we cool still. I'm still want to come in April.
Sexual harassment is not funny.
Yeah.
He's probably not there anymore, right?
I don't really know what they decided to do with him. I have no idea, but I do know that he was arrested.
Oh, okay, I'm sure he's gone.
Okay, so there was another shooting last night.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, there was another shooting of an unarmed black man who had his hands in his pockets, and the cops just felt like they needed to unload. Pause. But they needed to unload all their cartridges into him, taser him, just to make sure he's
shot him 5 times, I believe.
Okay, for the audience who watches this show and that listens on the radio, we are looking at each other and we have so much history that we just laugh because we are friends and we have a lot of history.
Yeah, we are definitely this is definitely not a laughing matter. It's really horrible.
He apparently had this was a person that had a lot of disabilities.
Yeah, he was. That's all they say. They don't really go into detail as to what his disabilities were.
I struggle with like this topic because we had Justin Hunt here, Hip Hop DX. He used to be the editor in chief of Hip Hop DX. He's doing something else over there now, but I was just saying, like, why do we keep talking about it like we don't know the solution? Because every time we do this show and we talk about what's happening in the news, there's another black man shot.
Yeah.
What do you...
And yet when, football players like the players on the Nebraska college team are taking a knee in,
or Colin Kaepernick.
Or well, he's basically the one that started the whole thing. And now there's just a lot of there's a lot of athletes, following suit. And they're receiving death threats. It's just like, they're drawing attention to something that is affecting their community and they're peacefully protesting. And the fact that it's disrespecting veterans, etc. But you've got so many veterans that are saying, no, we're in support of what they're doing. It is fucked up.
So what is the solution? Because honestly, at this point, one thing Justin said was keep sharing the information, keep getting it out there. But President Obama passed legislation to put the body cams on. Now we're seeing it.
But now apparently what cops are doing is they're raising their hoods up. Mm-hmm. So it blocks the cam, not the body cam, it blocks the cameras the dash cam.
So what do we do?
And the body cams just keep getting kicked off or moved over or whatever the case is.
If it's not clear to you guys by now, there's a race war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the things that look at the trends in entertainment. First, they hit us with 1 million slave movies, right? And I know this sounds crazy.
Do you think that's somehow to mentally get us back in that?
It's triggering something with the people that it's resonating with. You know what I mean? Like, I've been called so many nigga this and slave that and hang you from a tree. And anytime I speak pro-black, and when I speak pro-black, it's not anti-white. It's not.
Because you're half white.
I am. And it's like, I'm just saying that whoever is the oppressed people, I'm speaking on their behalf right now. Mm-hmm. So when I'm saying things that would protect them, why am I being attacked for that? Why is that a negative? It's like the death threats and players losing endorsements because they're speaking against bad cops. It's not against cops. It's not against the military. And I find it really funny how this country picks and chooses when they want to be patriotic and when they want to be pro-country, because you sure did not have a problem when Barack Obama was receiving 8 times more death threats than any other president. There was no problem calling him an ape. There was no problem.
Do you think it's just crazy too, while we have a black president, that we have so many issues in the black communities? Like, because some people criticize Barack for saying that he doesn't do enough. Like, you're the president. Why are there so many young black men around the country getting killed? I mean, of course, I know.
But what can he do?
He's not in every city.
He tried to push through policies that would help us, right? And then the Congress shuts it down. So then he's like, okay, he's been not effective enough in the black community. But a lot of things he was fighting for was for poverty, for schools, for loans, for the price of college to go down, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, he doesn't get that credit. He's not the president of black people. He's our president. And being the first one, there's just so many things he has to like.
And he's done a lot. But so when the police officers got shot in Louisiana, I'll reserve my feelings of how I responded. But what did you think about that?
It's not right, because unfortunately, I feel like the ones that are committing the bad acts are not the ones that are getting the penalty. Yeah. And you may very well be shooting that great cop that is the one that kind of speaks up against it, or has a family to go to that's a great guy. And that's not helping. It's adding to the narrative that we're savages. And that's why my page is like, I don't put any of those like fights, like the World Star stuff, all that kind. I don't promote anything that makes us look like savages. I just don't anymore. I used to be into all that kind of stuff, and it was funny. It's not funny to me anymore because it just further puts those negative images out there. Will they justify shooting us? Will they justify treating us as animals? And if we keep putting that out there, like, I want to challenge all you black folks out there to stop doing that.
I mean, that's kind of like what this guy's doing. He has the Free Hug campaign, the Free Hug Project, that he's going around to all these places, and he's now being ridiculed by African Americans for doing this campaign.
They call him a coon.
Yeah, they're calling him a coon. He's
a black cop.
He's a black guy that was caught giving out hugs to cops, white and black cops, and then some African Americans saw this, and they really. It's been viral all over.
Listen, and I want to say too, I think that for people who are listening, if we have any influence at all, I mean, if we could talk about anal bleaching and ball gags, we could talk about real topics, because we are all actually intelligent.
You bleach your ass?
Don't try me. There ain't no activity going on in my ass. Don't try.
Do you like a bleach ass?
Do you like to be fucked in the ass?
I mean,
okay.
Do you?
Well, like he slides up next to you. No, I don't. Okay, so no, but back to a serious topic of black men being killed around America. I feel like one thing definitely people can do is, like, every single person, black, white, Latino, whatever, who's eligible to vote in this country should be registered to vote. And you should be active in local politics. It's not just the presidential election that's the important election. It's every city council member, everybody who's elected in your city, who controls city government. Because the one thing that I used to know, back when I was active in the unions and active with the Trayvon Martin campaign, all that, was just how less educated people are in our communities around their influence over government. You're talking about, having a felony and not being eligible to vote when you can. As long as you're not on probation.
Certain states,
definitely on
if
probation.
you're on probation, you can.
I think once you serve your time.
But you can stand in front of Walmart and tell every other black person that goes by.
That's beautiful. That's deep.
People got to realize local politics affect you way more than the president will ever will. So you don't like what's happening with your police force and your police chief, how he's not holding these people accountable. Guess what? The mayor appoints that. He needs to be voted out.
We have the power.
We do.
And even going a little step further, your community has a city council member that represents your actual community. So that person who works with the mayor, you should be real active in deciding who the right person is.
But once again, it's not as glamorous to vote, and people have to do research to know who's who and who's what. And so they don't know. So a lot of times they just vote for the top of the ticket, and then you're not leaving your president supported by a supporting cast that can help with his agenda.
So as women, I was just watching after the presidential debate, a lot of women, not a lot, but there were women actually saying that Trump was misunderstood and that he's actually going to be great for us. What do you think as women?
I think they're delusional.
I just don't see him as a presidential candidate.
Slide down a razor blade into a pool full of blood.
Again,
so are you voting for him?
No, I'm a Democrat, lifelong Democrat. And until the Republicans kind of come back around, and I do say that, Democrats do need to stop taking the black and minority vote for granted.
Yeah.
And we do need to hold them accountable. So this election, we're going to get you in there, Hillary. But if you don't fight for us and make some major moves that Barack Obama probably could not because he was a black man, we're going to need you to show us, or you're not going to get the automatic second bid. I think that we all need to like really stick by that and hold them, you know, because they see now all of a sudden there's this frantic rush to get the black vote. And it's like, you never heard Republicans trying to get the black vote before.
So what do you think that people can do in the interim in the inner cities, not even inner cities anymore, every city, to be safe, you know, to be safe? I mean, I know like we were joking last show, but when we went to Coachella, we had a run-in with the police. And I mean, I sat there and as I was ridiculing them, I was filming them too. I was filming the whole situation.
The biggest thing I can say.
And we were afraid for you.
Yeah.
But what's really crazy is like you guys were really afraid that they were going to shoot me. And
Yeah.
I literally laughed it off like they ain't going to do shit.
But it's
But
a
why
real
would you not
thing.
think
never
that
know.
though?
But the crazy part is
They
like
might.
it really could happen.
Did you see what Serena Williams just said? So she kind of wrote this op-ed, for lack of a better phrase. And she was talking about how she had her nephew drive her somewhere because she needed to conduct some business on her phone. She needed to get somewhere. And then halfway through the drive, she realized that putting her nephew, who is a young black man, in the driver's seat was putting him in a precarious situation. That in 2016, she had to actually think, is it safe for me to allow him to drive the car with me as a passenger? Because if they get pulled over, well, who knows what the fuck is going to happen? It could be a routine traffic stop that ends in a murder. And that's literally, she was like, she threw up her, like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to think? What's the answer?
So as part of keeping this conversation going, everybody who's watching the show, tweet us, Instagram us, go to the YouTube, leave comments of what you believe we could do, and then we'll just next show we'll talk about what some of you say.
Is this your most serious show? I feel like I'm bringing it down with this.
No, we do this. We go up and down.
Okay.
It undulates over here.
I enjoy these type of topics. Like I really do.
This is sort of like your sex life. 1 minute is hot, the next minute is
I know. You ain't lying about that.
So we kind of let Donald off the hook a little bit, but there were a couple things at the debate that stuck out for me. I don't know if you saw, Melissa.
I did.
First of all, the sniffling. I say he's in love with the cocoa.
Yeah.
I tweeted him. I was like, nigga, Donald, you in love with the cocoa.
He was so like enraged, and it was seething off of him, which is why he was drinking so much fucking water.
But you can watch and actually see the moment.
Because
Like
Molly users have to drink a lot of water allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I come from a community that uses lean. I don't know.
Oh, you're the lean community.
And like my problem with him is that he was proud of the fact that he has skirted around having to pay federal federal taxes.
No, not skirted around it. He just plain out said, "I'm smart for not paying taxes."
Do you know how
and
mad?
I'm just like, isn't that a crime? Is anybody going to arrest him as he walks off the fucking
Do
stage?
you know how mad Wesley Snipes must be right now? He's like, this motherfucker here.
Oh, Wesley Snipes,
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill. Like, there's a long list of people.
Jermaine Jackson.
Stevie
everybody.
J. Shout out to Stevie J.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, how crazy is it that like the federal taxes pay for our military, who pay for our, I mean, it pays for a lot of things to keep this country moving.
And you're like, I'm smart, bruh. And he's not apologetic. Like, it's funny. And its supporters eat it up. They're
but
like,
do you think it's because we're literally watching it like
it's
a reality show?
It's not like a regular presidential election. It's not presidential at all. Like, what's smart and good is boring to these people. These people want excitement. Like, there were people at his rallies when he was being serious.
Yeah.
Tell a joke. We want to hear jokes. And I'm like, this is a presidential
This was the most viewed presidential debate in history. It was 89 million people tuned in to watch with no commercials.
It was atrocious. And the other thing that really irritated me is the fact that he was saying, he acted like he let Hillary off the hook because I was going to say something very, very tough to you. First of all, Claudia,
well, they
please.
said that he was going to bring up her.
Yeah, it was obvious what he was going to do. He was going to bring up her husband's indiscretions that happened in 1992 again. Like, fuck, who cares? And like Claudia was saying, oh, it's her bad that her husband fucking cheated on her. That's the ammunition.
Bad wife, your husband cheated on you. You're such an oddity. Like, that never happens.
He's trying to say you and your husband have already been a disgrace in the White House because your husband disgraced the Oval Office. But I was sitting there trying to go through my my memory.
I was balling when
wait.
Bill Clinton was in office. I was making so much money.
No, the economy was great. But my question is, did he not cheat on Marla Maples with Ivana Trump or one of them?
He cheated on
Ivana
Trump with Marla
Maples.
Maples, and then probably cheated on Marla Maples with Melania.
Who's like a porn star.
Practically, yeah.
And not even an original citizen of this country. Get the camera on Claudia, because although she's not responding, I'm sure she shares these thoughts.
No.
Okay, speaking of thoughts, Claudia, you have...
Who the hell will let down?
Let's talk about your businesses. So we have this champagne here. Hold on, Nikki Baby's calling. I'll have to tell her we're on the air. Okay, so tell us about the champagne.
So I always thought that there's no point of being on reality television unless you're going to use it to push a product. So I have this brand. It's a national brand. It's called Just Peachy Sparkling Wine. It's made in France, and I brought it for you guys to try it out.
Let's pop the bottles.
Let's go to France.
I got national distribution through a very big company.
So can we get a loan? Because I see some $100 bills in your purse. I've been trying to find a way to steal it, but
and some weed. It's going to be in all 50 states, and we're going to probably have a big launch soon. And we're trying to, Sam's Club, all those big kind of companies. So we're going to be in every liquor store and convenience stores and everywhere. And I get a percentage of the company. So I'm trying to be like that female Diddy with the alcohol. So this is going to...
So the Real Housewives brand, what you need to do is, and I want a percentage of this for everybody who's
Go back
paying
on the
attention.
show.
Go back on the show, because Skinny Girl Margarita did really well with
Is that Tori?
Bethany.
No, Bethany.
I mean, you never know what the future may hold.
$150 million.
I actually been thinking about leaving LA again, and I was thinking about if I want to go back to New York or Atlanta.
Well, she just got back from New York, and New York is kind of...
New York is just not the same.
Yeah.
It's very pedestrian now. It's just boring.
It smells delicious.
It smells really sweet. You want to smell it?
Here, so Claudia, I have a Dixie cup for you. And Dixie cups for you.
I've seen your dick before.
Have you seen my penis?
What?
Oh, Claudia.
Oh, no, I've seen penises of the minors that you used to date.
Don't even try
I'm
me.
sorry.
Quick with it, bro.
First of all, I'm not drinking this, and I never dated a minor, for the record.
He's fasting.
So don't try me.
Okay, then give me Jason's.
It's freshly...
Because I still have more information on you if you want to go there.
I do too.
Slide that down here.
You don't.
No,
I do too.
how about
actually
this?
not
I'm gonna
drinking right now.
put my hand in between the two of you and say no.
We're not going there.
No.
We've come so far, Jason.
Yes, you have.
This has been fun. Like
we are not going to regress.
We haven't really...
This is sort of like playing with your vibrator, right?
My vibrator?
Do you have one?
Do you have a
I
vibrator?
do. I tried to use one the other day, and the battery died, and I was like...
You need to
I
get a
just bought-
Hitachi. You plug it into the wall.
I think it was supposed to be... Anyways, I was just...
They got plug-in wall
Dude
vibrators.
wasn't home.
That's old school.
I personally
That's
think
old
it can
school. I burnt out like 5 in 1 year.
I can't drink-
Yeah, the
I
ones you
can't
charge. I don't know. I think that there was
Why can't
something
you drink
wrong
it?
with the
Because
brand.
I'm on a no drinking for 6 months thing.
This is good.
You don't want to smell it?
Hey,
Smell it,
that's
Jason.
what she
No,
said.
anytime I put my nose near it, my tongue and mouth got to be on it. So,
This tastes really good.
Does anybody else want
Jordan.
some? I don't...
So would you kiss a man after he licked you anally?
No.
No.
What, you don't trust your own ass?
No.
What? No.
No.
But
No.
what if your boyfriend?
Just the thought of it.
What if your boyfriend, boyfriend? What if your boyfriend poured Just Peachy in your anal area and wanted to suck it out? Would you let him?
I think the alcohol would probably make it like,
A little sweeter.
Yeah, and clean,
Let me tell you something. I eat my girl ass. Me and Tank, that's how me and him so close. We
What?
eat
You
our
and
girl's
Tank
ass.
ate your girl's ass?
Wait, you and Tank
No,
are close?
Tank was talking about
Yeah,
licking
no.
his ass.
I know.
Wait, shit
I'm
out.
just trying to start some shit.
I know.
Oh,
Tank
that's
likes
right.
to have his ass
Yeah,
eaten.
me too. But I actually eat my girl
So
ass.
would you eat a man's
I'm an
ass?
ass
No, I'm not into that.
Yeah, neither is
I'm a little
Melissa.
bougie for that.
I would
Boring.
Just Peachy,
Then I'm
Vinny's. You can order
boring.
it right now online, Vinny's.com. I also have my matte 24-hour long-lasting lip gloss here. Melissa,
Is that what you're wearing right now?
No, I have a darker color on. I have it's called African Prince. I named them all shady names from Housewives of Atlanta.
That's fucking
Why
funny.
would you put African Prince?
because there was a lot of talk about people having African princes on the show. So I have African Prince, shady, edgy, booked, like all kind of
Edges.
like, bad.
Wait, so you're friends with Cynthia Bailey? She's going through a divorce.
She is.
So, and I know
I
Peter
love
Thomas.
Cynthia.
I know Peter Thomas. His messy ass is your fucking friend because I was trying to be messy and talk shit about you to him, and he went and told you.
Oh, they told me right away.
Whatever, fuck him. But now that
Hater.
now that they're divorcing, are you no longer friends with Peter?
Well, my loyalty is to Cynthia because we became really, really close. You know what I mean? But me and I actually hit her up. I go, should I still be foul? She's like, no, we're good.
So they're in a good place.
Yeah, they're cool. You know,
Can I get African Prince too?
Yeah, I'll give you the brown. It's
Okay.
a dark brown.
Okay,
You'll
thank
like
you. Because it looks
actually
really nice.
I
I
don't
thought-
like the lighter colors as much as the dark. Like one's
knowing both of you. I mean, I know both of you now. I mean, you date a darker skinned guy, so now I know you both like browner things around your lips.
Put it to bed that I'm not
You're not
racist
or against dark skinned people.
I love dark skin,
but you've cracked jokes. We've cracked jokes.
But I crack jokes about light skin too, and like, why am I couldn't believe that.
Your boyfriend, isn't he darker?
Yes.
Darker complected?
Yeah, he's dark.
Boyfriend, father, grandmother, exes. Like, I like that.
Okay, for Melissa, because she doesn't know this, I've never educated her this. You created this thing about the gay mouth.
Yes, the gay mouth.
Can you explain to her what the gay mouth is?
I know what the gay mouth is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have the gay mouth.
You don't.
No.
Well,
I know, right?
sometimes.
No, I don't have them.
No, you
Maybe
have
when I'm
a
drinking.
touch of
Can
it,
someone
but not.
explain to me what the gay
When
mouth
you're
is?
mad, you do.
What?
There's a
Can you tell me, Miss Jordan, what
there's
the
a
gay
gay mouth or a gay eye.
is? It when you do the lips or something?
The gay eye is like, it's a little bit like glossy, and like, you know how you look when you're about to cry?
Yeah.
Like, it's like teary eyed. It's like a little bit of a glimmer and like little glitter.
But the gay mouth, is it?
It's a very toothy smile.
Is it trembling?
It's a very toothy, like a very full toothy smile.
So let's because
Or-
I thought it was pursed lips.
or the
So when you look at Shamar Moore
That feel
in the face,
he doesn't have a gay mouth.
does he have gay eyes?
I don't think so. He's a very good looking man though. What do you think?
I
think he's holding up really well for his age. Like, he looks amazing.
He looks great.
it's like the butthole lips.
What? Oh, wow.
I don't know. Okay, so we should end on a light note. Do you want to talk about your bag?
Oh, I have bag.
So Claudia is now the bag lady.
ClaudiaJordan.com. I have
Damn.
purses that are made in Italy. It's Italian. It's kind of a
Aren't
tribute
you
to my
Italian?
mom. Because I like so represent my black side all the time, and my mom's like, hello.
Her black grandma is a mess.
She is.
Her grandma is hilarious. Actually, I went to Rhode Island randomly for a day, 2 days. Cape Verdeans, the most beautiful people.
The Dominicans and Cape Verdeans.
No, there's like, it's crazy how many beautiful people are in Rhode Island.
We have, very beautiful place.
So boring there though.
Well, yeah.
It's boring.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the place? Mayberry?
You just eat and just go to the beach and just drink.
Mayberry.
You know.
Yeah. It's like Mayberry.
Oh, this is pretty fun. I
people.
feel like I don't feel unscathed. I feel like you put the tip in a little bit, but it didn't hurt.
I mean, I know you're used to a gang rape.
Oh, what?
Gang ranking? A gang ranking.
I was going to crack a joke, and I know our viewers are going to be like, you messy motherfucker. So
No,
I'm just
I've
gonna
never
say,
had a threesome in my life.
Congrats on your business.
Oh, well, we can
Miss
set
Jordan.
that up.
Really,
No, I don't want to. It's too much.
She seems happy in her relationship.
it's overrated too. Trust me.
You and Melissa have a lot in common. You haven't had a threesome either. You guys should actually be friends.
What the fuck? Is that the basis of a friendship?
Hey, you haven't had a threesome?
No.
Have you ever had a train rent on you?
No.
Oh my God, we should totally hang out.
Oh my God.
Neither one of you have lived. Okay, well, thank you, Claudia,
That's
for
it?
coming. Time is up.
I know.
This was kind of fun.
You were nice. You were
Well,
cool.
I mean, you can always come back anytime you want.
You have a check. Floyd, write that check. Give me a bag. You can put in a Crown Royal bag. I'm cool with that.
Floyd watches the show, so
No, y'all doing a good thing, and yeah, I'm happy that you guys have such a great relationship. I always thought you were really good for radio. Ever since we tried to do that one show,
the show that
folks
got a
were
lot
mad.
of
People
drama.
were mad.
Yeah,
they were mad.
I think people are gonna be mad when they see this show. I guess I'll just delete Kerry Rhodes' number now. Shout out to him and his wife and assistant wherever he is.
I wish them well. I really do. I'm very happy for people that are in love.
Why don't you just take the last word? What do you want to say? What would you like to say? Just going out.
Just in closing,
Yeah, in closing.
Vote for Hillary.
be active in the process. You really can't complain if you're not going to be active and participate. A non-vote is still a vote for the other side. When it comes to us and how we represent ourselves, just try to have a little bit more pride in that. I know this is a show where we talk about gossip and stuff, but the bigger picture out there, you know what I mean? I think, if we just start representing ourselves better, we can just do little things in our own circles. We can kind of try to help control the narrative and how we're perceived. And women on Instagram, stop giving it all up. I get being sexy and wanting attention, but you know what? It's just making it hard for the rest of us. I'm trying to get, it's not realistic. I cannot get a 45-inch hip measurement.
Listen, and we know Jamie Foxx has returned your call, but if Jamie is watching our show, what is it that you'd like to say to Jamie?
You know what? Hopefully it's all love. I never tried to do anything negative or put you out there. If that's the case, I could have said a lot of stuff a lot earlier, and I never have, never will. Just trying to say something positive, and it kind of just went left. And, still got love for you, and we had a lot of fun times on the radio.
All right, call her, Jamie. We out of here.
Bye, everybody.